everyone, my name is Leanne and today I'm bringing you my November TBR. Now this isn't an exhaustive list of all of the books that I'm going to try read in November, but these are the ones that I would like to prioritize. I like to split my TBR into particular categories, and one of those categories is non-fiction, but as you may be aware, it is non-fiction November and I have done a full TBR about the books I'm going to prioritize for that, so I'm not going to talk about those books in detail, but they are The Secret Barrister, This Book Will Help You Change the World by Sue Turton, More Orgasms Please by the Hotbed Collective, and Harry Potter, A History of Magic. I may quite possibly read another couple non-fiction books in the mix. I'm not sure. As for my classic read for November, I am carrying on the one that I was reading in October for Victober, and that was Daniel Deronda by George Eliot. I am on chapter 17, which is exactly 200 pages into this book. So far, I am enjoying this one. I don't love it as much as I love Middlemarch or The Mill on the Floss, but it is proving to be a really interesting read that mainly follows how the lives of two characters, Gwendolyn and Daniel Deronda, their lives become intertwined, and it also follows Daniel's obsession with a Jewish singer named Mira. I'm intrigued to carry on with this one, but it may end up being one that I end up finishing in December. My short story pick is How to Love a Jamaican by Alexia Arthurs. These are all stories that explore the Jamaican experience, both that of immigrants and people at home. I believe some of these stories are about very small moments, but some of them are also about larger, broader questions. So really intrigued by this one. My poetry pick for the month is Carol Ann Duffy's Selling Manhattan. I feel like I read a Carol Ann Duffy book like every month, and I'm totally fine with that. This is her second collection, and I've read a lot of Carol's newer work, but I haven't read a lot of her earliest stuff. She's a poet that I absolutely love. I think she's really accessible if you are looking to get into poetry. And in November, I'm kind of considering getting my own poetry book, like, together. Like, I have a lot of fragments of stuff and I want to try and figure out how to piece it all together. So I feel like reading a lot of poetry is going to help me do that. Every month I also do something called Tops and Bottoms, where I read a book from the top of my TBR, so a book that was in my most recent book haul, and a book from the bottom of my TBR, so one of the 12 books that has been on my TBR the longest. From the bottom of my TBR I have The Accidental by Ali Smith. I haven't been that good at doing this challenge every month, but I think in the past few months I've really got into the swing of actually achieving it, so it's time that I read this Ali Smith. I have read a few of her other books and I find her a bit hit or miss when it comes to my own personal reading tastes, so I'm intrigued to see where this one falls on that spectrum. And the book from the top of my TBR, so from my most recent book haul, is The Confession by Jessie Burton. This is a book that has two different timelines, one in the 1980s that follows the relationship between Elise and Constance when they move to America. It follows a secret revelation and the breakdown of that relationship, which leads to Elise making a decision that's going to change her life forever. 3 decades later, a girl named Rose shows up wanting to speak to Constance because she was the last person who saw her mother alive. She is after a confession. So this is my TBR for November. It is actually quite a stack, so maybe this will be all of the books that I get to in the month, but we will see how I get on. As ever, all of these books will be linked down below in the description if you want to find out more about them or get yourself a copy. Do let me know if you have any thoughts on any of these books down in the comments. I would love to have a little chat with you guys. But I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, and I will talk to you in my next video.